Good morning, YouTube. What is up, guys? Please excuse my appearance. I'm looking a little crusty. I just woke up. But man, today's the day. Today is the day. Finally go to MEPS. See what that's like. Show you guys what that's like. Tell you what it's about. But yeah. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. For those of you that have been here, showing me love and support, I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna go freshen up, and then we're gonna get into this day. God's plan. I can't do this on my God's plan. Alright, guys, so I'm back. Why do I keep losing my train of thought? But yeah, so today is gonna be, it's gonna be a long 2 days for me. Today is finally the day that I go to MEPS, November 20th, like I told you guys in my last videos. I'm gonna be trying to post more also. I know I said I was gonna do that before, but I just got caught up doing work and stuff. But yeah, so it is currently 8:45. It's currently 8:45, and I will be no, excuse me. Oh, it's currently 8:45. Right now I am finishing the practice ASVAB test before I go and take the real thing. And yeah, so the way it works for me is I'm gonna be at MEPS Tuesday and Wednesday for 2 days. First day I'm gonna be taking the ASVAB test, the actual one, and they're gonna see my score and everything, blah 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 blah. Then Wednesday, that's when they're gonna do my physical with all the paperwork, same, paperwork that you filled out with your recruiter and all of that, blah 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 blah, But yeah, so I'm gonna try and get some video footage or pictures of the actual MEPS building, throw it in, and some footage of me at the hotel and things like that. So yeah, so you basically get an idea of what everything's looking like. But yeah, so right now, just taking practice ASVAB again online. Then after that, I'm gonna eat some breakfast and then head out. See, I had to go get refreshed, get ready for MEPS. My hair looking good. It ain't looking bad. Nah, but yeah. So I'll see you guys in a few when I'm heading out the door. I'm gonna finish this real quick, and then go double check, make sure my stuff is packed and ready to go. Alright guys, so I just left out of my recruiter's office for like a little slight briefing on what's gonna happen at MEPS and what's gonna go down and everything. I'm gonna try and, I guess, explain it the best I can, on what he told me was gonna happen. So basically, right, he said I was gonna arrive there at MEPS. Dang it, it's really dark. He said I was gonna arrive there at MEPS, right? I'm going there right now. I'm telling him here for Air Force One stop, which basically means I will be taking my ASVAB test and my medical physical all in the same day, right? And which means I'm gonna stay overnight at the hotel, blah blah blah, this and that, all of that, right? He said I'm gonna get there. I told him that I'm gonna go take the test. Jeez. He said I'm gonna get there, tell him that I'm gonna go take the test, and then after the test is done, I'm gonna go over to a hotel room for like testing site. Yeah, I'm gonna take a shuttle over to the hotel room. I'm gonna be there for one night. Gotta clean, trim, blah 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 blah, all of that. And then after all that is done, we'll go to sleep. And he said you will wake up tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. And then he said Once you wake up, make sure you set your alarm clock at 4. You're gonna wake up at 4 o'clock. Then you're gonna go downstairs. You're gonna have breakfast from 4:30 to 5. After that, you're gonna be shuttled over to the MEPS facility, where I'm gonna take my physical and things like that. And so that's basically gonna be it. Yeah, hold on. So I'm gonna go over and do that, take my physical and all of that. Then after that's done, I'll go talk to the doctor. Then what else was it? It was to go talk to the doctor, and then he said don't tell him any new information that hasn't already been said. Basically, he said don't tell him no new information or anything that hasn't been said already. Basically, so that way you lower the risk of you getting disqualified. So that's a really big thing. Alright guys, so I finally finished the first day at MEPS, and now I'm at the hotel, but it's like pitch black in here. Cause it's only like one light on this. Like it's only that one light by the door, and then you got the TV light, and then that desk light. And then like there's like a reclining chair, not even a reclining chair, just a chair over here. It has the light, but I don't know how to turn it on. So I don't know. Probably just switch down at the bottom somewhere or something. Oh, never mind. I got it. Okay. So it's like a little night light at nighttime. But yeah, so the room is not that bad. Like it's a fancy hotel. We at the Hilton Honors. So I guess Hilton honors the future service members in the military. But it's nice. I have to go back downstairs at 8:30 for a briefing. I think that's my roommate. No, it's not. But I have to go back downstairs at 8:30 for a briefing. But yeah, so I'm gonna go downstairs, grab some food before I have to go back, and I guess try and check out the gym, or probably just after the briefing, I'm gonna hit the gym, work out a little, and then probably go get some more food. So yeah, I'm gonna just do it like that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a few. Let me get out of here. Uh, alright, man. Whew. That was a long process. Oh, jeez, that like, man. I'm telling you right now, man. Alright, I'm gonna run through the whole thing, what happened, from start to finish, just to give you guys an overview again. Because I tried to get as much footage as I can, but I literally couldn't get anything inside of MEPS exactly, like any pictures or any video footage due to security reasons, government issues, blah 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 blah, and things like that. But listen, man, your boy is sworn in. Your boy is sworn in. I am officially a U.S. Airman, but I am under a reserve program. So basically what that means is like, I won't get my first active duty station or job station or any of that until after I go to BMT, basic military training boot camp, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, but I'm in there. I sworn in today, which I did not expect to do. I thought that would have been like right before I had shipped out. But no, they told me that I was going to swear in today after all my processing went through, my physical and everything was done. And then they said I have to go back and talk to my recruiter. So, it is the holiday. It's Thanksgiving weekend, all of that. So, yeah, I texted my recruiter right after I was done heading home. And he told me, he said come in Monday. And then he's going to show me all the job availabilities, my scores and everything for the ASVAB, blah, 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 and all of that. And then that's when I can start doing my job selection. He'll see what's open. And then he will see the soonest date that I can leave for BMT. Alright? But so I'm gonna just go over the whole process, from start to finish again. All right. So basically, right, first started by looking up a recruiter near me. Right, found the closest recruiter near me. Recruiters that I found was 30 minutes away. The station that it was a multi-station recruiter, which means every branch was there. So Air Force, Army, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard, and National Guard. All stations was there at this recruiting location. Right. So first I did that. Then second I did some research on each branch. I want to see what branch I want to go for. Me, it's a lot of other reasons. Not just because Air Force is the coolest or the smartest, like everybody say, But yeah, I suggest you definitely do some research before anything, right? Uh, it's late. It's late too, yeah. I suggest you definitely do some research before anything, before you make any selections. So I did that. Then I went to the Air Force recruiter. So he gave me a rundown. He asked me, am I sure about joining? Blah, 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 blah. All of that. I said, yeah. He will ask you if you have taken the ASVAB already. If not, if you have taken the ASVAB already in high school, because some high schools do that. If not, then you will be able to take the ASVAB, at a later date at MEPS. But for me, what he did was he gave me a practice test to see if I'm even qualified to, at least attempt to take the real test. Because if you do fail on the real test, you have to wait a minimum of 3 to 6 months to retake your test. So, that's like a big thing. You gotta make sure you do not fail the MEPS. I mean the ASVAB. And like it's a lot of like waiting and stuff if you fail any of the tests. So like, I've said before, you can fail the ASVAB, you can fail MEPS. So it's a lot of stuff. Right? So he did that. He scheduled me to come back and take the practice with him. I came back, took the practice with him. I signed some papers saying this and that, blah 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 blah. If you watch the other videos, I can tell you exactly what it was. I can't remember right now. It's been over about a month span so far. And yeah, so after that, then he will give you your schedule to go to MEPS. Right? So on the day that you're scheduled to go to MEPS, for me, he put me in as a one-stop, which basically means, I go to MEPS, I'm there for, a overnight. So basically, I'm there the first day to take my ASVAB, and then the second day to take my full medical physical and everything. So you schedule me for that. So on the day that you're going to MEPS, right, you have to show up at your recruiter's office, whatever time it is. For me, he told me to be there at 10. Oh, excuse me. So I got to my recruiter's office at 10. From there, he gave me a breakdown on what's going to happen at MEPS and what to do. Right? So I could just tell you the breakdown, but I'll just tell you from what happened. So yeah, from there, he's going to give you a breakdown, what to do at MEPS, how it's going to go, this and that, blah, 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 blah. What to look for, what to tell him when you're there. Right? So, it was long, man. So I left his office. I got to MEPS around 11:30. Was it? Yeah. Right. Because he also, so after that, he also gave me my last final papers to sign. I can't remember exactly what it was. Actually, did I sign? No. He was just double checking. I didn't sign anything. He was double checking to make sure all my information was right before I went there. Because if your information is wrong while you're at your recruiter, when you get there, trust me, it's gonna be a big ordeal. It happened to so many people, and other people that are coming in and enlisting or whatever. But yeah, so he's just gonna double check with you, make sure the information is correct. Oh, I'm sorry. And then after that, he's gonna send you there. So you get to MEPS, right? As soon as you get to MEPS, you walk through a metal detector. You put your bag through a scanner, right? after you get in, they're like, no cell phones, no headphones, no electronic devices. Turn all of it off, put it in your bag, put your bag in the storage area. Can't have nothing, man. I was like, dang. Couldn't have nothing. So I was like, man, I can't even, get any pictures or record anything for you guys. I thought about it. I was like, yeah, you're right. Military, blah, 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 blah. So I was in there, went to the main desk, had to give them the papers from the little folder. That's what it was. The folder that my recruiter gave me. It was a folder application to take the ASVAB there. Alright, so I first get there. Alright, I give them the folder. Then they told me to go to my service. So the way it was there was the main desk, and then down the hall this way was the services. What I mean by services is basically like, all the branches. So they each had their own office. And then over here was like the cafeteria, and then like back the other way was where you take the test and your physical and all of that. So it was all in one building. So it wasn't like, I didn't have to go to like 3 different buildings or anything like that, or 2 different buildings, blah, blah, blah. It was all in one building. So that was a plus side, because I actually didn't take my car. I had been dropped off there. Yeah, I had been dropped off to MEPS. So I did that, right? I went to my service, which was the Air Force, of course. I talked to them. I told them. They said, okay, you're here for the one stop. That's when I actually... Where's my thing at? What the heck is that? Is that sugar? I'm going for one day, man. Yeah. So I went there and I showed them, I gave them my paperwork. And they were like, okay, you're here for one stop, blah, blah. This was the folder that I had to give them, that yellow folder. It's that Captain America scary folder. That got all your medical stuff in it, either pass or fail. And I gave them my award right here. So I had to bring this giant plaque. As you can see, it's like, my head can fit in this. And yeah, this plaque basically states that I am, eligible to be promoted to an E3 when I enlist into the Air Force, instead of coming in as a basic or, regular rank that anybody else will come in as. So I gave them that, and they was like, oh, okay. And then they said, go back to the front desk. Right? So trust me, it's a lot of back and forth too. That the number one thing, man, have patience. Because you will be doing a lot of walking back and forth and a lot of waiting. Trust me. Oh, man, it's a lot. So this was just for the ASVAB test, right? So I walk back and forth. So after that, I go back to the main desk. I give them the paper that my service gave me. And then the guy at the main desk was just like, alright, so you're going to wait over here in line to take the ASVAB test, right? So now, it was about 30, 40 people taking the ASVAB test, man. Woo, it was about 30, 40 people taking the ASVAB test. And not just from my branch, So, like, you see everybody. You see people that are there applying for Army. They're going for Navy, Air Force, and Marines. So, it was just a bunch of people, right? So, I'm there, man, and I'm waiting on the line. So, remember, I got there early. Ish. So, it was like, 11 o'clock, 12 noon, right, by the time I was waiting. I was waiting to take the ASVAB test for about 4 hours. 4 to 5 hours. I was waiting to take the test, man. Bro, the wait was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Because when I was there, I actually started to, I started to talk to other people that was there. We was asking each other why we go to this branch, blah, 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 blah. And then some people, they were actually saying they're coming back to retake, things like that. Some people were actually shipping out, and they just had to take one small test, because there's actually 2 tests that you have to take for every branch, which I didn't know that exactly, but Yeah, so you have to do that also. So some people would come back to do that before they ship out. Because like some people would come back, take their second test, which is called TAPIS. I'll explain in a few seconds. And then they would ship out in like 2 or 3 days. So like they would have to come back and then they would ship out. Ship out basically means they would leave to go to boot camp or basic training or whatever they call it for the different branches. And yeah, so I was there, started talking to some people, and we were there for about I was waiting for a good 4 to 5 hours. Yeah, I was waiting for a good 4 to 5 hours. Cause what happened is the practice test. So here's the thing, right? This completely had me worried. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. The practice test that they give you online, as in like Google, yeah. So the practice test that you would take online with Google, where you type in practice test, or like the one that you take with your recruiter, it is not the same at all, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It is not the same at all. The practice test that you would take online at home or with your recruiter, right? That takes about 45 minutes. About 45 minutes, right? 45, 50 minutes max. Man, people were telling me that like we're coming back. They were saying if you're taking a full ASVAB along with the TAPIS test, because the way that they have it set it up is you would take the ASVAB first. It's an online computer. I mean online test, so you don't have to write nothing out except with your scrap paper. It's an online test. After that, then you will take the TAPIS test. It should come up right after you finish your online test, right? So yeah, like I was saying, the practice test, man, it's nothing like the actual test that they give you at MEPS. And that completely caught me off guard. Because I was studying, I kept doing that. I was actually learning the questions, the answers, and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got this. It's going to be easy because, I got a high score on the practice test. I got a 50. When I was at my recruiter, when I did it at home, I got a 66. When I was at my recruiter, I got a 50. Difference is when I was at home, I had my uh, I had my calculator and I had more time. When I was at my recruiter, they said we couldn't use a calculator, so I was like, okay. So I got a 50 when I was with my recruiter, or it was a 48 or something, and then at home I got a 66. At MEPS, right? So after 4 hours, so it's like about around 4 or 5 o'clock, I finally get into the testing part. And let me tell you this now also. It's a lot of fingerprint scanning too. You use your fingerprint as your signature to whatever part you're going through or whatever part you have to do. You use your fingerprint as your signature. So it's a lot, man. Right? So it's that. And then um what happened? Right, so I get in there, right? So the people were telling me, right, before I even get in there, my friends were telling me, well, my new enlistees, I guess, were explaining to me, the people that have came back for a second time, they were telling me that the ASVAB test that you take, man, the practice one, it's easy compared to the real test. It's nothing like the real test. And it's crazy. Because it's nothing like the real test. And they were right. Because all of the questions that were on the practice, you will not see one of them on the actual test. Now, I can't tell you exactly what's on the test due to me being sworn in, and I can go to jail for doing that or giving out this information. But I'm telling you, you will not see any of the questions on the practice that you see on the real ASVAB. Which sucks, man, because you're not prepared for, those questions or things like that. And what happens is on the practice, I can say this, is that on the practice, right, they will give you 4 sections, which should be known by everybody, so I'm cleared to say that. It is arithmetic, reasoning, mathematics, something else for writing, and more math. I forgot the exact name, right? So there is those 4 sections. Now, those 4 sections are on the ASVAB. So those 4 sections are on the ASVAB, right? So you already have those 4 sections. Then, on the ASVAB, there is another 5 sections to the freaking test, which I was not aware of at all. So I'm going in there thinking there's only 4 sections, and I get there to find out that there's 9 sections, man. And that's just ridiculous that there's 9 freaking sections, and I don't know what the others are. And then come to find out that the others is like just, more English. Actually, no, it's everything else now. So you have those 4 already. Then you have general science. You have an electrical section, a mathematics section, tool identification, and things like that. Like just like literally a piece of everything, from stuff you learn in school, stuff you wouldn't learn in school, stuff outside of school, stuff a normal person wouldn't know if that's not the field they're trying to go into. So they really they really try to see how well rounded you are. So I did that. After that, in the test, it takes 2 hours instead of the 45 minutes. To an hour, it takes 2 hours. So by the time I finished, it was about 7, right? Because after I took the ASVAB, then another part pops up, which is the TAPAS test. TAPAS is basically a personality test to see how you are as a person. Man, let me tell you right now, you're not going to like the TAPAS test. TAPAS test comes up, it is about 120 questions, right? They say that there's no right and wrong answer. But I mean, excuse me. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Because TAPAS test is personality test to see what type of person you are, see what type of personality you have. And they don't ask no questions like, if it came to saving your grandmother or your best friend, who would you save? They don't ask no questions like that. But I will tell you right now, all the questions that they do ask you, they make you look bad. Either way. So what they do is they would put up 2 scenarios, right? And they would tell you to choose which one seems the closest to your personality. Bro, I did not like that at all. Because honestly, they would give you 2 choices, and it was like, both of them were horrible. You know what I mean? So like, both of the choices made you look bad either way. But it was just like it was more like pick whatever was closest to you. For me, I just took it as I picked, the best looking bad one, if that makes sense. Because it's really crazy how it was. So, for example, there was one question that said, in school, I insulted and bullied people. So, of course, you don't want to click that unless, that's your personality. You bullied and insulted people in school. And then the other one was, it's not in my nature. No. I don't work hard because it's not in my nature. You see what I'm saying? So it was just like, what? It was just a bunch of you know scenarios like that. 120 scenarios like that. And you're just like, the whole time you're just like, what the heck? Because like, both of these make you look bad. So it's like, first you either got, I don't work that hard, because it's not of my nature, so I'm lazy. And then you got, I bully people. So it's just like what the heck? They both make you look bad. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, for me, it was pick the the best looking bad one. After that, I have finished, and I went back. They send me all the way back, so I had to walk all the way back to my service. So I go there. I tell them I finished with the test, and they're like, "All right, so now you're just gonna wait outside in the little waiting area with the rest of the enlistees, and you guys are just gonna chill there, and then from there you're gonna go to the hotel, right? So we were there. So after that, right? So I finished the test around probably 5 or so, 5ish, 5:30, and I went to get my score because you get your score right away, But I didn't get my score because my branch, they like all left because it wasn't that many people there for Air Force. The most people that was there was Army and Marines, I noticed, but it wasn't that many people there for Air Force. So uh, so they had left, and they was just like, we'll tell you your scores tomorrow, blah blah blah. And I was just like, man, that sucks. But good thing for me was my recruiter did say, and I don't want to make this too long, so I'm gonna speed up a little. So my recruiter did say that I can text him after I get to the hotel, and he'll tell me my score because they'll send it to him also as well. Because in that case, if you did fail it, they will send you back to your recruiter, and then you have to reschedule to come back and take it, which sucks. And you don't want to do that because it'll either be 3 months, you know, or 6 months, depending on how they feel and how badly you failed. So, try and answer the questions to the best of your ability. Um, so after that, I was waiting there, right? So I finished my test about 5:30. I was still sitting at MEPS. Now I'm waiting again for another 2 hours to head over to the hotel where I would sleep overnight. Man, I had to wait 2 hours due to, waiting for all the other people to finish, things like that. So, good thing is, I did make, a couple friends. We weren't really allowed to talk that much, but we can talk amongst ourselves. As long as we, were professional, kept it cool, things like that. So, I was able to make some friends there. And, you can't have your phone or anything, so you couldn't really get their information like Instagram or none of that until you got to the hotel. Or, if you were smart, you wrote it down on a little piece of paper, passed it around to everybody, and then after the whole process was done, you do that. So we get to the hotel around 7ish, right? And then me and my friends, I made, friends with one dude. He was chill. He was going Marine, and then a girl too. She was going Marine. So, it was pretty dope. And then I had the other friends, but like that was my main little group. We were the Three Musketeers. And after that, we got to the hotel around 7:30. We were just waiting again, man. They took us into this little like game center room that was specifically for people from MEPS because the hotel worked with the MEPS station. So, they knew that we was there taking the test, spending the night. So everything was paid for, everything was free. So, you don't have to bring any money, honestly. You don't have to bring any money because you will not be paying for anything. Everything is free and stuff, right? And you get there, so we're in this little game room. It has, bunch of PS4s set up, computers for you to watch YouTube or play any games online or whatever. Foosball table, couch to watch TV. A nice little chill setup. So we were in there waiting another 30 minutes, right? Then we had to get signed in. So next we got signed in, right? And as everybody was signing in, before the liaison there dismissed us, he was like, alright, you guys will have to come back to the room. So you go to your room, drop your stuff up, and then come back here for a mandatory briefing at 8:30. Now, right? Remember, I am super hungry. I did not eat the whole day. And I have been up since 8 o'clock. I did not eat the whole day. Not even at MEPS. Couldn't have no snacks, no food. None of that. Until they told you can go eat or something. So I didn't have nothing the whole day. Right? And then I got back. So at this point at the hotel, I did have my phone. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any pictures or videos. I got probably one or two, that you probably saw. But my phone had died, so, I'm sorry about that. I would have tried and took a picture of the food. Yeah, actually, the hotel you would have went to if you're living in Georgia, I don't know about other states or anything like that. For our MEPS, it was mainly for folks that lived in Georgia, in Atlanta area, things like that. But yeah, so we do that. So me and my bro, Right, he finally signs us out. By the time he finds us out, I mean, we sign in, it is like already 8 o'clock. It's already 8 o'clock, man. So we were just like, bro, like we were super hungry. We were just trying to find food the whole time. And we were gonna get food, but first we had to go put our bags up. So we was just like, you know what? We'll just go put our bags up, come back downstairs, and then after the briefing, we'll wait to go eat, right? After the briefing, so we come back downstairs. The briefing doesn't start until 8:50, 9 o'clock. So it doesn't even start at 8:30. It starts at 8:50, 9 o'clock because people were still coming in, still getting signed in. After everybody's officially there, he makes everybody watch a video saying, you know, thank you for joining our service, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for, you know, enlisting into the United States military. You were doing a great honor to your country, things like that, blah, blah, blah. And then it tells you, don't do anything stupid in the hotel, you will get kicked out, blah, 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 things like that. And, yeah, blah, 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 things like that. You will get kicked out. You will be served dinner and breakfast there in the morning. The way it works is after the briefing, you will go get dinner. After dinner, you can go to either the little gym that they had, the swimming pool, you can go outside and chill, or you could stay in the room. Or go back to your room, it doesn't matter. You were limited to those 4 things. Out of those 4 things, whatever you were doing, you have a set curfew of 10 o'clock. Meaning you have to be back in your room at 10 o'clock and you cannot leave. So that did suck. You know, you couldn't really do nothing once it hit 10 o'clock. And it sucked especially for me and my friend because we finished the briefing and everything at like 9. Like 9, 10, 9:20ish. Right? Then we went and got dinner. We finished dinner at like 9:30. So we only had 30 minutes, you know, to go check out the hotel, go to the fitting room, the little gym that they had. Gym is very small, you know, and they did have a pool, it was nice. But, you know, we was just walking around chilling and things. And then we went back to our rooms because we have to wake up at 4 a.m. the next morning, right? So I'm telling you guys, make sure your sleep schedule is good before you go to, you know, MEPS for this, because my sleep schedule was already all over the place. You know, I go to sleep like either 1, 2 in the morning. I go to sleep at 12 sometimes. Sometimes I go to sleep at 4. Right? So for me, I had to force myself to sleep. So I get back upstairs, you know, I do my hair and everything. Have my little do-rag on to help me with my waves. My hair looks a little funky right now. Because I had my do-rag off all day. But, yeah, so I do that and everything. And I go to sleep around... What time do I go to sleep? I go to sleep around probably like 10:30 to 11. Oh, also, you will also be there with a roommate. It may not be the person that, you know, you've been talking to. You may be bunking with someone else, but you definitely go to sleep with a roommate. And, you know, that was one of the other rules. They said no mingling on the opposite sex, you know, or gender's floor. If any male was on the female's floor, you will get sent home. If any female was on the male's floor, you will get sent home. If you were in female's room, same thing. Same thing for males. Right? I mean, for females. Right? So, yeah, so there was that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just get a granola bar. But, but yeah, so I'm in the room. I fall asleep, right? Around 10, 10:30, 11-ish, right? I go to sleep because I'm like, I already know I gotta wake back up at 4. So let me hurry up, get my Z's. So I go to sleep. And then for me, you know, it sucked. Like I said, my sleep schedule was all off. I go to sleep. I wake back up. Yeah. I wake back up at freaking 12 o'clock. Because why? I don't know. But yeah. That was just, yeah. My body just woke me up back at 12 o'clock. I'm sorry, but I need something to snack on. Yeah. So my body woke me up back at 12 o'clock. Right? And I was just like, oh my jeez, what the heck? And my mom had called me. She asked if everything was okay. I told her yeah. She was like, what's wrong? I was like, I gotta go back to sleep because I have to wake up at 4. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll leave you. I just wanted to make sure you're okay, blah, blah, blah. Right? I fall back asleep at 12. And then I wake up again at 2 o'clock, man. Like 1:50, 2 o'clock. Like, I literally couldn't stay asleep. I guess because I was so energized because I didn't want to wake up late or anything. Because you will be penalized or you will be left. So, it's either one or the other. So, I didn't want to wake up late, but, I just naturally woke back up at like 1:50, 2 o'clock. And I have nothing to do. I just stayed up. So, I was sitting in the room. And then, I didn't know if I could order room service or anything like that. I didn't want to leave the room because I didn't want to get in trouble. So it was just like I had to sit in the room just on my phone for like 2 hours. Just sit in the room watching TV on the phone for 2 hours doing nothing. So it's finally time to go. I get ready. I change my clothes, get dressed and everything. Right? Oh, my bad. I get ready, change my clothes and everything. And then I head downstairs. Right, to go get breakfast. They had eggs, sausage, bread. It was some dry bakery or whatever. And then, you had your choice of apple juice, orange juice, water. Things like that. And, yeah, and then you can make tea, coffee, whatever, hot chocolate. So we do that. It's about, what time is it now? So you wake up at 4. You get dressed. You should be downstairs by like 4:15, 4:30, latest to eat breakfast and everything. Because the bus will then leave at 5:30. Yeah, at 5:30. Because what happened is you're gonna go back down to the first room that you came into, right? You're gonna sign in, give your key card back and everything. Then you go get breakfast. After everybody's done eating breakfast, then you'll get back on the bus and go back over to MEPS. So we're back on the bus now. Going back over to MEPS. It's about 6 o'clock, right? So it's about 6 o'clock again. No phones. We have to put them up. Sign in, blah, 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 blah. Right? Then we get in there. We get back in the MEPS. And they're like, go to your service. They'll give you your papers to go and take your physicals. So they had broke us up into groups. So now from there, what happens is, right? You get broken up into groups, and then I don't know if this is new or what exactly it meant, but everybody would get a name tag, right? And for certain people, we would have an L on their name tag. So basically, the L means that you're a lead. It's nothing bad at all. The L means that you're a lead. So basically, what it means by lead is whoever in your group has an L, they will be the first people to do everything for the physical, which means they will get everything done first before everybody else. So it's basically like they try to push you through and rush. I'm not sure how that is selected exactly at all. I don't know if it's because of the type of job that you applied for, or yeah, I don't know if it's because of the type of job that you applied for, or your age, or anything, or what it has to do with. But whoever gets an L, they will basically be put through to do everything first. And that's what happened with me. So it was actually me and my friend that was the girl. We both had the L, so we were in L group. So the first thing we did was we went to the medical side of MEPS. It's all in the same building, remember? We went to the medical side, gave our paper into the medical desk, and then they were like, alright, is this your first time here? Yes, blah, blah, okay, you're L, go fill out this paper. Then you will take your blood pressure, right? So from right there, your medical already starts. So you take your blood pressure, right? Then you go back and fill out this paper. Then you get taken to another room where they brief you on what exactly is going to happen, right? A nurse will come in, and she'll give you, so long out of the little packet of papers that you have, there will be, signing some confidentiality papers, and some approval papers saying you approve to what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen during the physicals. If anything appropriate happens, you swear to say or tell anybody, blah blah blah, things like that. And they said none of your medical records will be passed out unless we give permission for that. So whatever medical records they have in that facility will stay in that facility and not leave unless you give permission, and things like that. Right there, right then and there, they will give you another sheet asking if you have any tattoos, scars, blah 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 blah. Then there's another sheet, medical sheet. This is the medical sheet asking if everything on the sheet, right, it's the same exact medical sheet that you filled out with your recruiter. So now this is where a lot of people can get screwed. On here, right, whatever you filled out with your recruiter, you will put the same exact answer. Do not put a different answer. That will just delay your processing. And if they find out something that is not true or that you lied about, your processing will get delayed, and then you have to wait 3 to 6 months again before you can come back and change it. Or if they find out that you have an allergy that you lied about, you can get disqualified, but you will be able to come back after you get clearance from your doctor or you get a note or something like that. Basically, it's a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you know that you have nothing life-threatening, put no for everything. Doesn't matter if you got a scar. It doesn't matter if you get headaches. Don't matter if you got hurt real bad. Put no for everything. They will grill you if you have something wrong, because they will try and use that against you to disqualify you. It's no joke. Right? They will try and use that against you to disqualify you. So, put no for everything, right? All your answers going straight down should be no. And with the exception of one question. There's one question on there near the bottom that says, are you in good health today? If you put no, you will get grilled and disqualified because you put no. Because they will think something is mentally wrong with you. So don't speed through it. Pay attention. There's that one question in there that asks that, right? So you put that down. After that is done, what happened? Alright. After that is done, then you get sent to the back. And the lady was actually telling us, she was like, you'll get sent to the back, you'll take your P test. If you cannot take your P test, you have to come back and you retry within 72 hours. If you cannot take your P test again, then you'll be disqualified and you have to wait 3 months. Right? Basically, if they tell you to pee, you pee. If they tell you to jump, you ask how high. If they tell you to squat, you ask how many times or how low. If they tell you to poop, you ask number 1. Alright, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I gotta make this quick because I actually need to leave too. But yeah, so if they tell you to poop, you ask number 1 or number 2. Basically, right? So after all of that, you go take a pee test. You'll be in this little room, right, with a man giving you instructions on what to do. There will be 2 cups. You will pee in 1 cup. And then you will transfer the pee into another cup and fill it up halfway or to whatever line he says. Then you give that pee to a little sliding window that is in the bathroom. And there will be either a lady or a man on the other side. And you give that to her. Then they put your paperwork, things like that, blah, blah, blah. And then you leave and go to your next station. So basically, there's no cheating or anything like that, right? After that, for me, I got blood work. I hate needles. So I had to sit there and be like, alright, I got to do this, I want to do this, blah, 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 right? Got my blood work done. Took some more paperwork. After the blood work, I went and took my eye exam. See if I'm colorblind, see how bad my vision is. I found out that my right eye can't see as good as my left eye. I did not know that. You will definitely find out if you need glasses or anything like that, and they will tell you. And that can also delay your entry. So yeah, do the best you can. After the eye test, then I went and took my hearing test. They put you in a little soundproof booth with other people or just by yourself. They give you a little button and these very uncomfortable headphones. They will do your left ear and your right ear. First, they will do tones in your left ear, see how far you can hear at the lowest decibel. And then they will do your right ear, see how far you can hear in the lowest decibel. So for me, I was good on everything. I passed my P test. That's the drug test, by the way. I passed, my blood work. That's basically to see if you're diabetic or have HIV or any transmitted diseases. Then the hearing test, I passed that too for both ears. So I'm good in all of that stages. Next, I had to go over and what was it? Right after, yeah, after my hearing test, I went into the next room with the doctor. And this is where you actually, strip down butt naked to your boxers. This would be the first part. You strip butt naked to your boxers. They want to see how many tattoos you have, where your tattoos are at, things like that. And then you go over to a little cubicle room with a doctor. And here, the doctor will ask you the same exact questions that are on the paper that you filled out. Once again, say no for everything. After that is done, the doctor will start checking you out. He'll bend your hand a certain way, your foot a certain way, ask you if anything hurts, anything feels uncomfortable, have any pain, no. Next, you will check, your heart rate again, your blood pressure again. Then he will check your ears and your eyes. Make sure your ears are clean. If they cannot see your eardrum, they will disqualify you. It's freaking crazy. If they cannot see your eardrum, they will disqualify you. I almost got disqualified because apparently my right ear wasn't as clean as I thought. And they say don't use Q-tips because Q-tips will just push, your wax further back. They said the best way to do it is just wash it out with water and a solution that you could get from the store. So I said, okay. So my left ear was clear, so he gave me a little pick, to pick it out, and then he was able to see my eardrum. So I was good for that. After that, then this is when, for the males, I'm not sure how it goes for females. For the males, this is when you do the cough test. So he'll tell you, drop your pants, right? He'll also call in another person. So basically, it's supposed to be the rule of 3. This is just to make sure, doctor don't do anything weird to you. You don't do anything weird to the doctor. Nobody feels uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. Security reasons, a whole bunch of paperwork and other crap, right? So there will be another person in there as a supervisor for the doctor and for you, right? So next, the doctor will grab your scrotum. He'll separate your scrotum, and he'll tell you, turn your head to the left or right and cough. This is to see if you have any kidney stones or anything like that, any hernias. Then, the most uncomfortable part, he'll tell you to turn around and moon him. So basically, you turn over and you spread your cheeks for him. Very uncomfortable. I'm going to just tell you that right now. You spread your cheeks for him, and he'll check to see if you have a hernia or anything like that. He said it'll be any bulging or, disfigured looking buttholes. And that's basically it. After that, he'll sign you off on everything. He'll ask you if you have any questions. Then he'll send you back into the other room. Now you're back in the other room with your boxers, with the guy that supervised the doctor. From there, they will make you do. So, yeah, I never got to finish because my battery died. Please, excuse my face. I am going through a midlife crisis right now. But, yeah, so anyway, I'll make this real quick so I can just finish this video. But yeah, anyway, he'll send you back in the other room. You do some squats, exercises, everything. Make sure your limbs and all of that is good. After that is done, you get signed off. Then you go out into the other room and wait. At that official moment, you are waiting to see if you are qualified or not qualified. Going off what the doctor says, what all your blood work and test results say. It's about a good 15-minute wait, I would say. After that, they got all my paperwork and they told me I was qualified. I was like, yes. Next thing I know, I go back to my Air Force liaison's office and they told me, alright, I'm gonna get sworn in today. And that was basically it. After the whole sworn in process, then I just waited to go home. And then they said from there, now what you gotta do is go back and talk to your recruiter once more again, which I have done since then. I will make another video about that. That'll be another one because this one is just way too long already, even though it's a vlog. But yeah, so it'll be, yeah. So they said just go back to your recruiter, and then when I go back to my recruiter, that's when I'll talk about the job stuff, things like that. When I'm trying to go in, when's the soonest date I can go in, blah 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 blah. So I'll tell you all that exact information in the next video. So if you do want to see or learn what happens next, please stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, I know I'm saying this at the end and everything. Subscribe, follow, like, leave a comment, hit the notification bell and everything. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, supporting me, and hope you guys are learning as much as I am. But yeah, improve and move. I'll see you guys in the next video.